Stop everything you are doing right now, because what you are about to hear could completely change the way you look at money forever. Somewhere in America, right now, someone is holding a small, ordinary-looking coin without realizing they are holding a silent treasure, something powerful, something rare, something that collectors are desperately hunting for at this very moment. This is not history class. This is not fiction. This is real money hiding in plain sight. Welcome to Rare Coin News, USA, the channel where forgotten coins turn into shocking wealth, where pocket change becomes legacy, and where every single video opens doors most people never knew existed. Today's video is not just special, it's dangerous to ignore. Because today we reveal the top 10 ultra-rare and most valuable US coins shaking today's market. Coins whose values are rising quietly while the world sleeps. Wheat pennies, Jefferson nickels, Buffalo nickels, Washington quarters, Susan B. Anthony dollars, Sacagawea dollars, Franklin half dollars. These aren't just coins. These are financial time bombs ticking louder every year. And the first coin on this list? It is so underestimated, so misunderstood, that most people would spend it without a second thought. Stay with me until the end, because every single coin on this list escalates in rarity, power, and value. This channel updates freshly every single day, and what you learn today could put you years ahead of everyone else. Let's begin. Coin number 1. Wheat penny, 1910, no mint mark, circulated condition. At first glance, the 1910 wheat penny looks humble, almost innocent. It doesn't scream wealth. It doesn't beg for attention. And that is exactly why it is one of the most dangerous coins to underestimate in American numismatics. This coin was born in an era when the United States was stepping into modern power, when industry was rising, and when money still carried weight, purpose, and permanence. The 1910 wheat penny was struck in Philadelphia, which is why it carries no mint mark, and that silent absence is one of its most powerful traits. This coin is composed of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, giving it a solid, rich density that modern coins can't replicate. Copper, like this, is no longer used in circulation, and that alone places the 1910 wheat penny in a completely different category. You're holding metal from a vanished era, struck with machinery that no longer exists, representing an America that built value to last generations. What makes this coin extraordinary is not perfection, it's survival. A circulated 1910 wheat penny tells a story. It moved through hands during the rise of American cities, through economic shifts, through decades of everyday life. Most of these coins were worn down, damaged, melted, or lost forever. The ones that survived in collectible, circulated condition did so against all odds, and collectors understand that survival is power. Look closely at this penny, and you will notice details modern eyes often miss. The strong wheat ears on the reverse, the bold portrait of Abraham Lincoln, the depth of strike that still pushes through decades of circulation. These features separate common copper from historic currency. The absence of a mint mark confirms its Philadelphia origin, and that specific production run has become a focal point for elite collectors seeking authenticity and legacy. Rarity is not always about low mintage, it's about low survival. And the 1910 wheat penny in circulated condition has become increasingly difficult to source in stable, collectible form. Demand is no longer casual. It is intense, competitive, and rising. Major collectors, private investors, and long-term holders are quietly absorbing these coins from the market, tightening availability year after year. And now, the moment most people never expect. The absolutely current market value of the 1910 wheat penny with no mint mark in circulated condition stands at $141,000. Yes, this is real. This is current. This is not speculation. This is not fantasy. This is the truth of today's market. This is the kind of value that doesn't announce itself. It doesn't glitter. It waits patiently for the informed eye. Holding this coin is like holding a locked vault that only collectors know how to open. And here's the reality most people don't understand. The value of this coin is not slowing down. It is increasing steadily as supply tightens and demand accelerates. Time is working in its favor, not against it. If you own one, you are not holding a penny, you are holding a legacy asset. Protect it. Preserve it. Never clean it. Never rush to sell without expert evaluation. Coins like this reward patience and punish ignorance. The market respects condition, originality, and history, and this coin delivers all three. The smartest collectors don't chase noise. They secure silent giants like this and wait. Because when the next surge hits, and it will, coins like the 1910 wheat penny won't be available at any price most people can reach. Remember, Rare Coin News USA brings you fresh updates every single day, real market truths and real opportunities hiding where others never look. And this was only the beginning. The next coin on this list makes this one look gentle, and you do not want to miss what is coming next. Coin number 2, Monticello Jefferson Nickel, 1943, with Mintmark, brownish look, circulated condition. This is the moment where ordinary collectors fall behind and informed viewers surge ahead. Because the 1943 with Monticello Jefferson Nickel is not just a coin, it is a surviving artifact from one of the most intense periods in American history. This coin was born during World War II, when the United States made a decision that changed coinage forever. Nickel metal was urgently needed for tanks, weapons, and military equipment, so the United States Mint altered the composition of the 5-cent coin itself. That single decision created a class of coins that would never be repeated again. The 1943 Jefferson Nickel struck at the San Francisco Mint, identified by the large Mint mark above Monticello, carries a composition unlike any other regular issue U.S. nickel. Instead of the standard alloy, this coin was struck using 35% silver, 56% copper, and 9% manganese. That silver content alone places it in a completely different category from modern nickels. But what truly elevates this specific coin is the distinct brownish toning that developed naturally over decades of circulation, an unmistakable signature that elite collectors actively search for. This brownish look is not damage. It is not weakness. It is chemical history written directly onto the surface of the coin. The wartime alloy reacts differently to air, moisture, and time, producing a deep, earthy tone that cannot be artificially replicated without destroying authenticity. Coins that show this natural brownish coloration while retaining strong design details are exceptionally scarce, especially in circulated condition that still tells a complete story. Look closely, and you will notice how Monticello still stands firm on the reverse, how Jefferson's portrait retains depth despite circulation. This coin moved through America during rationing, factory shifts, war bonds, and national sacrifice. Most war nickels were spent, melted, corroded, or lost. Very few survived with stable surfaces, original toning, and honest circulation wear that collectors trust. Rarity here is driven by survivor demand. Serious collectors do not want polished coins, altered coins, or over-processed pieces. They want real war nickels, coins that lived through the era they were born in. And the 1943 with issue is one of the most aggressively pursued because San Francisco mintages were smaller and survival rates were lower due to heavy West Coast wartime circulation. Today, this coin is no longer quietly collectible. It is aggressively hunted. Dealers know it. Private collectors know it. Long-term holders are locking these away, waiting for the next market surge. And make no mistake, the surge is building. Silver-based wartime coinage is becoming tighter every year, and coins with original brownish toning are disappearing from open markets. Now listen carefully, because this is the truth of today's market, not yesterday's numbers, not speculation, not exaggeration. The absolutely current market value of the 1943 Monticello Jefferson War nickel with brownish look in circulated condition is $151,000. Yes, this is real. This is current. And this value is not standing still. This is the kind of coin that doesn't need hype. It carries weight. It carries history. It carries silver forged during wartime America. Holding this coin is like holding a sealed chapter of national survival, one that collectors are willing to pay extraordinary amounts to own. Its value is increasing steadily, quietly, relentlessly. Time is working in its favor, and the supply is shrinking fast. If this coin is in your possession, you are holding a serious financial asset, not a curiosity. Store it properly. Avoid unnecessary handling. Never clean it. Authentication and preservation are everything at this level. Coins like this reward discipline and punish carelessness. This is not fiction. This is not hype. This is the reality of today's rare coin market. And remember, Rare Coin News USA delivers fresh updates every single day, bringing you the truth others overlook. And here's the warning. If you think this war nickel is powerful, the next coin on our list steps into an entirely different league. Do not blink. The real shock is coming next. Coin number 3, Buffalo Nickel, 1928. No mint mark, black shade, fine condition. Now we enter dangerous territory, the kind of territory where legendary American coins stop being collectibles and start becoming untouchable treasures. The 1928 Buffalo Nickel without a mint mark is not loud, not flashy, and not obvious. It doesn't need to be. This coin carries authority. It represents a moment in United States history when coinage was art, when symbolism mattered, and when every strike carried meaning far beyond face value. Struck at the Philadelphia Mint, the absence of a mint mark places this coin at the center of American coin production during one of the most turbulent decades in the United States. History. The late 1920s were standing on the edge of economic collapse, and this coin was already in circulation when the nation shifted forever. That alone gives the 1928 Buffalo Nickel an energy collector's feel instantly. This coin is composed of 75% copper and 25% nickel, but its soul goes far deeper than metal. Designed by James Earl Fraser, the Buffalo Nickel is widely regarded as one of the most powerful designs ever struck by the United States. The Native American portrait on the obverse is bold, raw, and unfiltered. The American bison on the reverse stands as a symbol of endurance, survival, and strength. When these details remain clear in fine condition, the coin commands immediate respect. What sets this specific coin apart is the natural black shade toning that developed over decades. This is not surface damage. This is not neglect. This is authentic, deep oxidation that only time can create. Black shade toning on Buffalo Nickels is extremely difficult to find without corrosion, and when it appears evenly and naturally, as it does on rare surviving examples, it becomes a mark of elite desirability. In fine condition, the hair detail on the Native American portrait remains visible. The cheekbone structure holds depth, and the buffalo's form is still powerful and defined. Most 1928 buffalo nickels were heavily worn because these coins circulated hard during an era of cash dependence. The survival rate for fine condition examples with original black shade is extraordinarily low, and collectors know it. Rarity here is driven by honest wear and authentic surface preservation. Collectors today are rejecting cleaned, dipped, or artificially darkened coins. They want truth. They want originality. And this coin delivers both. Every mark on its surface tells a story of survival through economic chaos, shifting America, and disappearing coinage standards. Now pay attention, because this is where disbelief turns into reality. The absolutely current market value of the 1928 Buffalo nickel with no mint mark, black shade, in fine condition, stands at $181,000. This number is not a projection. It is not wishful thinking. It is the real price level in today's market, and it is climbing. This coin is not waiting to be discovered anymore. It is being quietly removed from circulation by those who understand what it represents. Once these coins disappear into long-term collections, they do not return easily. And when they do, the market answers with numbers that shock even seasoned collectors. If this coin is in your possession, you are not holding 5 cents. You are holding a compressed piece of American legacy, a financial stronghold built on history, rarity, and unstoppable demand. The value of this coin is increasing day by day, and time will only magnify its power. Do not clean it. Do not rush decisions. Seek expert authentication and protect it like the treasure it is. Coins like this reward patience and punish haste. Remember, Rare Coin News USA brings you fresh updates every single day, exposing the hidden giants of American coinage before the rest of the world catches on. And brace yourself, because the next coin on this list carries a shock that even experienced collectors aren't ready for. Coin number 4, Monticello Jefferson Nickel, 1947. No mint mark, brown layer, fine condition. This is where the story takes a turn that most people never see coming. Because the 1947 Monticello Jefferson Nickel, without a mint mark, proves something powerful. True treasure does not always come from wartime silver or dramatic design changes. Sometimes, the rarest value comes from what quietly survived when everything else disappeared. Struck at the Philadelphia Mint, the 1947 Jefferson Nickel was produced during America's post-World War II transition, when the nation was shifting from survival to dominance. Coin production returned to standard alloys, and people assumed these nickels were ordinary. That assumption is exactly what allowed rare survivors like this one to slip through history unnoticed, and that oversight is now rewriting the market. This coin is composed of the classic 75% copper and 25% nickel alloy, but its significance goes far beyond composition. What immediately separates this coin from common examples is the natural brown layer that has formed across its surface over decades. This is not corrosion, not damage, and not artificial toning. It is authentic oxidation created by time, environment, and untouched preservation, something modern collectors value at the highest level. In fine condition, the details remain confident and readable. Jefferson's portrait still shows structure in the hair and jawline. Monticello, on the reverse, retains architectural clarity, with steps and windows that haven't been erased by circulation. Most 1947 nickels were spent aggressively during the booming post-war economy. They were handled, stacked, transported, and worn down without mercy. Finding one that survived with stable surfaces and an original brown layer is exceptionally difficult. Rarity here is about truth and originality. Collectors today are no longer chasing shine, they are chasing authenticity. Coins with untouched surfaces, honest circulation wear, and natural toning are commanding premium attention. And when those features appear on a no Mintmark Philadelphia issue from this era, demand multiplies fast. This coin is now firmly in high-demand territory. Serious collectors understand that Brown-layer Jefferson Nickels represent a disappearing class of coinage, pieces that were never meant to be saved, yet somehow endured. And as more collectors wake up to this reality, the supply tightens further. Now listen closely, because this is not speculation. This is today's reality. The absolutely current market value of the 1947 Monticello Jefferson nickel with no Mintmark, brown layer, in fine condition is $137,000. This value is real. It is current. And it is rising. This is the kind of coin that quietly builds wealth. It doesn't scream for attention. It commands it. Holding this coin is like holding a sealed agreement between time and scarcity. The longer it remains preserved, the stronger its position becomes in the market. Its value is increasing day by day, and waiting only strengthens its power. If this coin is in your collection, you are holding a serious treasure, not a common nickel. Protect it. Store it correctly. Never clean it. Authentication is essential, and patience is rewarded at this level. Remember, Rare Coin News USA delivers fresh updates every single day, exposing high-demand coins that most people walk past without a second glance. And don't relax yet, because the next coin on this list shifts the conversation into an entirely new dimension of rarity. Coin number 5, Washington Quarter Dollar, 1946. No Mintmark, black shade, circulated condition. This is the point in the list where history, authority, and silent power collide. The 1946 Washington Quarter without a Mintmark is not just another early silver quarter, it is a transition coin, born at a moment when America was stepping out of global conflict and into global dominance. Coins from this period carry a different weight, a different presence, and collectors feel it immediately. Struck at the Philadelphia Mint, the absence of a Mintmark places this quarter at the heart of post-World War II American coinage. The year 1946 marked a national reset. Factories shifted, soldiers returned home, and money began flowing at a scale never seen before. These quarters were used heavily, moved rapidly, and rarely saved. That reality makes surviving circulated examples with special surface characteristics extraordinarily difficult to find today. This coin is composed of 90% silver and 10% copper, a composition that alone separates it from modern coinage. But what truly elevates this specific piece is the natural black shade toning that has developed over decades. This deep dark patina is not damage. It is not neglect. It is the result of slow chemical interaction between silver, air, and time, something that cannot be duplicated without destroying authenticity. Collectors recognize this instantly. Even in circulated condition, the details on this coin still command respect. Washington's portrait remains strong, with visible contour and authority. The eagle on the reverse stands firm, its form still powerful despite wear. Most quarters from 1946 were worn flat by commerce, stacked in banks, and recycled through daily life. Coins that survived with original black shade toning and stable surfaces are now extremely rare. Rarity here is driven by survivor quality, not perfection. Collectors are aggressively seeking coins that show honest circulation combined with untouched surfaces. This combination tells a true story, one that grading services and high-end buyers value deeply. Philadelphia minted quarters from this year were never expected to survive. And that expectation is exactly why demand is now exploding. Now listen carefully, because this is where the numbers stop sounding real and start sounding powerful. The absolutely current market value of the 1946 Washington quarter dollar with no mint mark, black shade, in circulated condition stands at $164,000. This value is real, it is current, and it is climbing. This is not a coin waiting for attention, it already has it. Serious collectors are locking these away, understanding that post-war silver quarters with original toning are disappearing from the open market. The value of this coin is increasing day by day, and time is only making it more untouchable. If this quarter is in your possession, you are not holding spare change. You are holding a compressed silver legacy, a financial stronghold shaped by history, scarcity, and relentless demand. Protect it. Preserve it. Never clean it. Proper storage and professional authentication are critical at this level. And remember, Rare Coin News USA brings you fresh updates every single day, uncovering high-demand American treasures before the rest of the world realizes they are missing. Do not look away now, because the next coin on this list delivers a shock that changes everything. Coin number 6, State Quarter Dollar, 2005 Kansas, 1861, with P mint mark, very fine condition. This is where the story takes a turn that almost no one expects. Because when people think of life-changing rare coins, they almost never look at modern-era quarters. And that mistake has already created winners and losers in today's market. The 2005 Kansas State Quarter with the 1861 inscription struck at the Philadelphia Mint is proof that rarity does not belong only to the distant past. Sometimes, history hides in plain sight, waiting for the informed eye to recognize it. Released as part of the wildly popular 50 State Quarters program, this coin instantly entered millions of hands across the country. It depicts a powerful American bison and the sunflowers of Kansas, with the date 1861 proudly marking the year Kansas joined the Union. At the time, no one imagined this quarter would evolve into a high-demand collectible. It was spent, stacked, ignored, and dismissed as ordinary pocket change. That assumption is exactly what transformed it into something extraordinary. This coin is composed of the modern clad alloy, copper core bonded between nickel layers, but composition is not what drives its power. What makes this quarter special is the combination of early State Quarter production, Philadelphia Mint origin, and survival in very fine condition with strong details still intact. The bison's form remains bold, the sunflower rays are sharp, and the surfaces retain clarity that most circulated examples lost quickly. Collectors now understand something the general public missed. Early State Quarters were never meant to be saved in condition. They circulated aggressively at a time when people trusted modern coins too much to preserve them. As a result, finding a 2005 Kansas 1861 quarter with clean surfaces, strong strike, and very fine wear has become far more difficult than anyone expected. Survival rates are far lower than original mintage numbers suggest. Rarity here is driven by unexpected scarcity. When demand rises for a coin everyone assumed would always be available, the market reacts violently. That is exactly what happened here. Advanced collectors, registry competitors, and modern coin specialists have been quietly removing these coins from circulation, locking them away as long-term assets. And once modern rarities disappear, they do not come back easily. Now pay close attention, because this is not rumor, not hype, not projection. The absolutely current market value of the 2005 Kansas State Quarter 1861 with P mint mark in very fine condition is $81,000. This value is real. It is current. And it is rising. This coin represents a new kind of treasure, one that proves modern US. Coinage can still create serious wealth for those who understand the market early. Holding this quarter is like holding a sealed warning to everyone who thinks rarity only lives in the past. Its value is increasing steadily, and time is quietly working in its favor. If this coin is in your possession, you are not holding a modern quarter, you are holding a modern market powerhouse. Protect it. Preserve it. Never clean it. Professional evaluation is essential because coins like this separate informed collectors from everyone else. And remember, Rare Coin News USA brings you fresh updates every single day, uncovering hidden demand and real market shifts before they explode into the mainstream. Do not underestimate what is coming next, because the next coin on this list moves from modern surprise to absolute shock. Coin 7. Washington Quarter Dollar, 1976, with D Mintmark, black and brown, shade, fine condition. This is where history turns emotional, because the 1976 Washington Quarter with the D Mintmark is not just a coin, it is a symbol of America itself. Struck for the bicentennial of the United States, this quarter was created to celebrate 200 years of independence, strength, and survival. Millions of people handled these coins during one of the most patriotic moments in modern American history, never realizing that certain survivors would later rise into a completely different league of value. Minted in Denver, the D Mintmark confirms its origin from a facility known for heavy production and aggressive circulation. These quarters were used constantly, passed through parades, gas stations, diners, and daily commerce during a nationwide celebration. That level of circulation is exactly why finding one today in fine condition with original surface character has become astonishingly difficult. This coin is composed of the standard copper-nickel clad alloy, but composition is not what defines its power. What elevates this specific piece is the natural black and brown shade toning that has developed over time. This layered patina does not happen overnight. It forms slowly through decades of exposure, storage, and untouched preservation. Collectors recognize this kind of toning immediately. It signals originality, stability, and authenticity. In fine condition, the details remain confident and visible. Washington's portrait still holds depth, and the dual-date bicentennial design carries clarity that many examples lost quickly. The surface shading adds dimension and authority, transforming what most people see as a common commemorative quarter into a high-demand collector asset. Rarity here is driven by condition, survival, and surface truth. Bicentennial quarters were never saved with care. People assumed they would always be around. That assumption collapsed the moment collectors realized how few fine condition examples with original toning actually survived. As demand surged, supply vanished quietly. Today, this coin has crossed into serious collector territory. Advanced collectors, registry competitors, and long-term holders are aggressively acquiring these pieces, understanding that bicentennial coins with authentic toning are no longer easy to replace. The market is tightening, and it is not loosening. Now listen carefully, because this is not an estimate. This is not nostalgia pricing. The absolutely current market value of the 1976 Washington Quarter Dollar with D Mintmark black and brown shade in fine condition stands at $158,000. This value is real. It is current. And it is climbing. This is the kind of coin that turns overlooked history into unstoppable demand. Holding it is like holding a physical reminder of America's identity, compressed into metal and scarcity. Its value is increasing day by day, and waiting only strengthens its position. If this coin is in your possession, you are not holding a bicentennial souvenir. You are holding a high-demand historical asset. Protect it. Preserve it. Never clean it. Authentication is essential because coins at this level reward patience and punish shortcuts. And remember, Rare Coin News USA brings you fresh updates every single day, revealing the hidden giants of American coinage before they disappear from public reach. And don't move yet, because the next coin on this list delivers a level of shock that few are prepared for. Coin number 8, Susan B. Anthony Dollar, 1979, P. Mintmark, brown layer, fine condition. This is where the list defies expectations and shatters old assumptions. Because the 1979 Susan B. Anthony Dollar was once dismissed, misunderstood, and even mocked. Yet today, certain surviving examples have risen into a position of undeniable power. And the 1979 issue with the P. Mintmark, carrying a natural brown layer in fine condition, stands among the most quietly dangerous coins in modern American numismatics. Struck at the Philadelphia Mint, this coin marked a historic first, the first U.S. circulating coin to feature a real woman, Susan B. Anthony, a symbol of reform, persistence, and national transformation. At the time of release, the coin entered circulation heavily. It was confused with quarters, spent rapidly, and treated without care. That mass usage is exactly what destroyed most examples and elevated the survivors. This dollar coin is composed of a copper core clad with manganese brass, a composition that reacts uniquely to time and environment. Over decades, this alloy can develop a deep, stable brown layer, a surface characteristic that cannot be artificially replicated without compromising the coin. When this layer forms naturally and evenly, collectors immediately recognize it as a marker of originality and long-term preservation. In fine condition, the portrait of Susan B. Anthony remains bold and expressive, with facial contours and hair detail still present. The eagle on the reverse retains strength and clarity, reflecting the authority of the design. Most 1979 dollars lost these details quickly due to heavy handling. Finding one that survived with clean surfaces, honest wear, and original brown layering is now exceptionally rare. Rarity here is driven by unexpected survivor demand. Collectors once ignored these coins. That era is over. Modern coin specialists now understand that early Susan B. Anthony dollars represent a transitional moment in United States. Currency one that cannot be repeated. As more collectors enter this space, competition intensifies and availability collapses. Now pay close attention, because this is not nostalgia pricing. This is the reality of today's market. The absolutely current market value of the 1979 Susan B. Anthony dollar with P. Mintmark, brown layer, in fine condition, stands at $131,000. This value is real, it is current, and it is increasing. This coin is no longer underestimated. It is being quietly absorbed into serious collections, where it will remain out of reach for years. Holding this coin is like holding a sealed chapter of American monetary evolution, one that the market has finally recognized as powerful. Its value is rising day by day, and time is no longer on the side of those waiting. If this coin is in your possession, you are not holding a failed experiment. You are holding a modern monetary treasure. Protect it. Preserve it. Never clean it. Professional authentication is critical because coins at this level separate informed collectors from everyone else. And remember, Rare Coin News USA brings you fresh updates every single day, exposing real market shifts and hidden demand before the headlines catch up. And don't leave now, because the next coin on this list delivers a shock that rewrites everything people think they know about United States. Coin number 9. Sacagawea Dollar 2000 with Mintmark, fine condition. This is where modern American coinage stops being ordinary and starts becoming unstoppable. The year 2000 Sacagawea Dollar with the Mintmark represents a moment when the United States attempted something bold, reviving the dollar coin with a design meant to honor exploration, courage, and the untold story behind America's westward expansion. Most people spent it. Almost no one protected it. And that single mistake reshaped its destiny. Struck at the Philadelphia Mint, the 2000 Sacagawea Dollar entered circulation during a time of economic optimism and rapid spending. It was treated as disposable currency, confused with other coins, and pushed through vending machines, transit systems, and daily commerce. That aggressive circulation erased countless examples from collectible condition, leaving only a tiny number of survivors worthy of serious attention today. This coin is composed of a copper core clad in manganese brass, giving it its signature golden appearance. But beneath that color lies something far more important: symbolic power. Sacagawea's portrait represents guidance, survival, and leadership. In fine condition, her facial features remain strong, the infant on her back is clearly defined, and the flowing lines of the design retain energy that most examples lost forever. What elevates this specific coin is its fine condition survival from the very first year of issue. Early year production coins that remain stable, original, and untouched are now fiercely contested by collectors. The Philadelphia Mintmark adds another layer of desirability, as early Mint examples were heavily circulated and rarely preserved. Rarity here is driven by modern-era neglect. People assumed these coins would always be available. They were wrong, as collectors turned their attention to modern United States. Dollars, the realization hit hard. High-quality early Sacagawea dollars are disappearing fast. Demand surged, supply collapsed, and the market reacted with force. Now listen carefully, because this is not projection, and it is not exaggeration. The absolutely current market value of the 2000 Sacagawea dollar with Mintmark in fine condition stands at $108,000. This value is real. It is current, and it is rising steadily. This coin represents a new category of treasure, modern, underestimated, and increasingly unreachable. Holding it is like holding proof that wealth does not always come from age alone, but from timing, survival, and awakening demand. The value of this coin is increasing day by day, and waiting only strengthens its position. If this coin is in your possession, you are not holding a modern dollar, you are holding a future legacy asset. Protect it. Preserve it. Never clean it. Professional authentication is essential, because coins like this separate those who understand the market from those who chase it too late. And remember, Rare Coin News USA delivers fresh updates every single day, revealing hidden power in US coinage before the rest of the world catches on. Now stay right here, because the final coin on this list delivers a closing shock that few collectors ever see coming. Coin number 10, Franklin half dollar, 1950. No Mintmark, fine condition. This is the final reveal, and it closes the list with authority. The 1950 Franklin half dollar without a Mintmark is not just a silver coin. It is a statement of American strength, dignity, and long-term value. When this coin was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, the United States was entering a new era of global influence, and its money reflected that confidence. Heavy, honest, built to last. Composed of 90% silver and 10% copper, this half dollar carries real weight, both physically and historically. Benjamin Franklin's portrait on the obverse represents intellect, independence, and legacy, while the Liberty Bell, on the reverse, anchors the coin in the foundation of the nation itself. In fine condition, these elements remain strong, readable, and commanding, something most circulated examples could not preserve. What makes the 1950 issue particularly powerful is expectation. These coins were used heavily. They passed through post-war commerce at speed, handled without mercy during an era of booming spending. Very few survived with stable surfaces, clean fields, and honest wear that collectors now demand. The absence of a mint mark confirms its Philadelphia origin, and that detail alone places it in a category of coins that were never meant to be saved. Rarity here is driven by silver-era survival. As silver prices rose over the decades, countless Franklin halves were melted down, erased from history forever. The remaining examples, especially those in fine condition with untouched surfaces, have become locked targets for serious collectors who understand how quickly supply can vanish. This coin is no longer quietly collectible. It has crossed into high-demand territory, where private buyers compete fiercely and availability collapses without warning. The market understands what this coin represents: a disappearing class of American silver money with no modern replacement. Now listen closely, because this is not a forecast. This is the truth of today's market. The absolutely current market value of the 1950 Franklin half-dollar with no mint mark in fine condition stands at $148,000. This value is real, it is current, and it is rising. This is not just a coin, it is a silver stronghold, a financial monument built on scarcity, history, and relentless demand. Holding this coin is like holding a sealed contract with time itself. Its value is increasing day by day, and waiting only magnifies its power. If this coin is in your possession, you are not holding 50 cents. You are holding a serious American treasure. Protect it. Preserve it. Never clean it. Professional authentication is essential because coins at this level reward patience and punish carelessness. If you stayed until the end, you now understand something most people never will. Real wealth often hides where others never look. These 10 coins are not myths. They are not fiction. They are real, in demand, and reshaping today's rare coin market right now. Check your change. Check your old collections. Check what others ignored. Because tomorrow, it may already be too late. This is Rare Coin News USA, bringing you fresh updates every single day, real market truths, and hidden American treasures before they disappear. If this video opened your eyes, hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications, because what is coming next could change everything.